Welcome to Rise and Thrive. This is the podcast with the leaders who help make our communities thrive and the inspirational stories we hope will move you into more community engagement. I'm your host, Patrece Dayton. Today we're talking with Caden Mason of Terre Haute, a young entrepreneur who's now working to help other people reach their business dreams. So welcome, Caden.
Thanks for having me, Patrece.
You were an athletic standout in basketball and baseball at Terre Haute North, then went on to play college baseball at Marian University. Tell us about your love of sports and how it led to a small business.
Yeah, so I've kind of been around sports my whole life. It's just kind of been something I've grown up with, something I've loved to do. I'd always have tournaments on the weekends, whether it be baseball, basketball. And like you said, I went on to play college baseball at Marian University. And that's where it kind of sparked my small business idea. Being around baseball for so long, you kind of figure out what the market's like in the sport for the products around it. And, being able to have college teammates and asking them about, what type of products they use, how much they're willing to spend, kind of helped with my small business idea. And I give a lot of credit to Marian University as well, because my freshman year, I took a class where we basically kind of learned how to build a business. We made a product, wrote a business plan, and, we basically kind of did that, and that really kind of like sparked it for me. I learned a little bit from that, and after my freshman year is when I decided to really go all in on my business idea.
So you're sitting in class, and you're a sophomore, all of 18, 19, and you think, I want to do this. How on earth did you get started and so forth?
Yeah, so getting started was definitely the hard part. I started when I was 19 out of my college dorm room, so I just had inventory all over my room, and it was kind of a mess. I kind of felt bad for my roommates, but the idea, that was the easy part. But then I had to figure out how to form an LLC and, taxes, accounting, how to market this stuff, where to even get it, how do I get a supplier. That was the hard part. So starting off there was tough, but, we figured it out. You just got to take it one step at a time, and eventually you're going to fail a lot, but you're going to figure it out on your own.
Now, your company is called Hard 90 Apparel. It's for baseball enthusiasts. What can we find if we go to your website, Hard 90 Apparel?
Yeah, so you can find my main product that sells the best is sunglasses, but you can also find other baseball products like elbow guards, leg guards, sliding mitts, bands for pitchers, just things like that.
And you were a pitcher specifically, right?
Oh, no, I was an outfielder.
You're an outfielder.
Yep.
Okay, all right. And how can your products help someone in baseball? Or they help the glare? What do they do?
Really, it's kind of like the main brands. I don't know if it helps anybody any more than those other brands. It's just the way it helps, in my opinion, is it's a lot cheaper than the other brands. So, many baseball players don't want to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on gear when, they can get it from my brand for cheaper, same quality, just a better price. So that's kind of what I tried to do to set myself apart.
Sure. And you're all of 22 years old now.
Yep.
Congratulations to you for having such great ideas at such a young age. You had mentioned, Caden, failure. There was a little bit of failure. In my opinion, you learn from those mistakes, from that failure. Can you tell us how you may have learned from your failure?
Even though I started my business at 19, I've had ideas of wanting to start a business before that age. And, the block for me was, how do I even start? So I feel like that's where I failed originally, was not even trying to start. But, once I figured out that you just have to start something and, learn as you go, that's when you're going to see success. So that's kind of what I did. But if I could restart my business and go back to when I was 19 years old and know what I know now, I think it would be 10 times better. So I failed multiple times, even in this current business now. But like I said, it's just going to help you in the future, and you're just going to keep learning as you go.
You just got to take that first step.
Yep.
Good for you. Now, you had mentioned another business that you're working on right now. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I started a social media marketing agency. It's called Mason Marketing Company. I've been working on it for probably the past 6 months now, but I decided to launch it about a month ago. So the hard part there was landing my first client. It took me a few weeks, but, I finally landed my first client. I really want to land local businesses in Terre Haute and, help them grow and get leads, get sales. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do with that business. Currently, it's just a content creator that I'm working with. I'm helping them get views on TikTok and Instagram and platforms like that. They're monetized, so if they get views, they get paid. So that's kind of what I'm there to help them do.
Awesome. And your goal someday is, of course, keep doing small business. In the meantime, Caden works at Thrive West Central. He's an accountant at Thrive. That's where I met him. And you are using your business sense to help other young entrepreneurs, or entrepreneurs of all ages, really, in West Central Indiana, to try to start a new business. It's called the Spark program. Please tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Spark Revolving Loan Fund program, this is a program for all entrepreneurs in the Wabash Valley area. You could be just starting out. You could have your business for 20 years. Doesn't really matter. If you get denied by a bank or a credit union, whatever it may be, you can come to Thrive, fill out an application, and apply for a loan. Our application process is pretty simple, pretty easy. We usually have meetings with our committee on the first Wednesday of every month. So you can come in for our meeting with the committee, give a little pitch on your business, what you need the money for, things like that. The committee will make a decision on if they want to give you the loan, and usually about 1 to 2 weeks after that, if you get accepted, you get your loan. So it's pretty simple, smooth process.
I think it's a great name, Spark. You used it even when you were talking about sparking your business idea. What a great program. And it's through grant money, right?
Yep.
And you gave out, $1 million?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, $1 million. And now there is still a little bit of money left. So if somebody has a great business plan and they have to have been turned down by a local bank.
Yes.
Okay. Then call Thrive West Central and talk to Caden about that. That is wonderful. What are your future goals, your future dreams?
My future goals and dreams when it comes to business is probably owning multiple businesses, whether it be boring service businesses like something like a laundromat, and whether it be, a crazy idea that I want to come up with and, take a shot at something. I want to have that balance and own multiple businesses like that. I think every entrepreneur's goal is to eventually exit and sell their business. So, I want to create businesses that are going to hold value in the future to where when I want to be done and I want to exit, I can sell them for a good amount and just be financially free.
Sure. Do you see yourself staying around West Central Indiana?
Currently, at this point, yes, but I can't guarantee that in the future.
We don't have that little crystal ball, do we? But you have family around here, and that's wonderful. You are very, very young, and I commend you on that. But that had to have been a little bit of a challenge, too. Is there a challenge to being young in business?
Yeah. I feel like, the younger you are, the less you know. And
sure,
that's definitely a challenge that you're going to have to overcome. But like I said, the more that you continue to try to take that next step and try to learn, you're just going to see yourself grow. So,
would you have some advice to young people who are kind of thinking about doing the same thing?
Yeah, all I can really say is just get out there and start. You're not going to see any progress if you don't start. You're probably going to fail multiple times, but, it's okay to fail, especially when you're younger, it's okay to fail. So, you're going to continue to learn and continue to grow. So just get out there and start.
It's great advice. It really is. Where can our listeners find more information about your work, about both businesses?
Yeah, so for Hard 90 Apparel, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Hard 90 Apparel, on Instagram and TikTok at Mason Marketing Company for my marketing business. You can find me on LinkedIn at Caden Mason.
Okay. And if you are interested in the Spark program, you can call Thrive West Central. We're in the Meadows Shopping Center in Terre Haute. Talk to Caden about the Spark program. Anything else you'd like to share that we didn't get to talk about?
I think that's all I got for you.
You're doing great things as a young person in our community. We commend you. Caden Mason, a young entrepreneur in Terre Haute, leading the way so that others may also follow their dreams and perhaps become business owners themselves. If you have a good business plan and can't get a loan from a local bank, again, call Thrive West Central and talk to Caden. It may spark your goals. There you go. How'd you like that? We hope you will rise and thrive like Caden has done. Rise up and help our communities thrive. I'm Patrece Dayton. Have a great day.